Raise your hand if you're tired of being exhausted. Yeah, I was too. My name is Leah Fairchild, and I'm the pattern interrupter. And if you're watching this right now, it's because something made you stop. So stay with me for the next 10 minutes because what I'm about to share is going to explain everything that you've been wondering about yourself. You've been told to chase balance, to be more consistent, to try harder, and you have. You've tried so hard. But here's what no one's saying out loud. Balance is a myth, and consistency isn't a character trait. It's a nervous system response. And when your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, nothing sticks. Not the habits, not the routines, not the mindset work, nothing. Let me describe something to you. You wake up and you're exhausted before the day has even started. You've downloaded the PDFs, you've tried the breath work, you've bought the teas, started the routines, and you know about nervous system regulation because it's a buzzword and you hear it all over the internet. But somehow you still can't find your rhythm. You're giving everything to everyone around you and you're running on empty by noon. And you're the one holding it all together for your job, your partner, your friends, your family, your kids. And somewhere along the way, you've completely lost yourself in all of that. And the worst part, you know what you should be doing, but you just can't make yourself do it consistently. So you tell yourself that you're lazy, you're undisciplined, or you just don't have what it takes. I'm going to need you to stop saying that because it's absolutely not true. And I'm about to show you why. Imagine trying to fill a bathtub with the drain still open. You can keep turning up the water, more supplements, more willpower, more extreme overhauls, but nothing stays because nobody showed you how to close the drain. I want to tell you who I am, not to impress you, but because every single part of this program came from my own life. I started in real estate, where I learned the best way to serve someone is to help them discover what they actually need, not what they think they should need. I moved into fitness, teaching women how to move for their real lives, not for a gym competition. I ran a meal prep company, serving over 800 clients across the northern New Jersey area, proving that eating clean can still taste like your favorites with over 100 healthy recipes that have been tested. I competed in bodybuilding and completely burned out. And in that burnout, I learned that prioritizing rest gave me more energy, more capacity, more focus than any training plan I ever had. I set firmer boundaries and I lost relationships that I thought were solid. I lost the identity that I thought was mine. I faced limiting beliefs I didn't even know I was carrying. I unpacked complex trauma, broke generational cycles, and learned how to interrupt patterns that had been keeping me stuck for decades. And almost 4 years ago, I stopped using alcohol as a coping tool. I've navigated life's hardest moments sober. And I've built a toolkit of real, healthy coping practices that I now pass to the women that I work with. I didn't build this program from a textbook. I built it from living every single part of it. I'm going to rewind a little bit so that you can see. In 2015, I was in the best shape of my life. And this, all of this, was happening at the exact same time. The kids, the studio, the meal prep business, the women I was coaching through their hard days while I was drowning in my own. The moments I showed up for everyone, even when I had nothing left for myself. This is what survival mode looks like when you're actually living it. On the outside, it looks like hustle. On the inside, it feels like barely surviving. I know this life because I lived it. And I know the other side because I built my way there, one small practice at a time. Here's why everything else hasn't worked. Most programs focus on one thing: eating better, moving your body, sleeping better, think positive. And when that one thing doesn't fix everything, you feel like you failed. But you didn't fail. You were given an incomplete map. The reset works across 3 pillars: nervous system regulation, embodied self-trust, and tools for lasting change. Not one at a time, all 3 together. And it uses the compound effect. Not an overhaul, not an extreme, small intentional actions that build on each other week by week. And we do this until your nervous system finally says yes, until consistency stops feeling like a battle and finally starts feeling like who you are. Week by week, we close the drain. We build the foundation, and 12 weeks later, you're not starting all over again. You're building from something real. I want you to hear from the women who've already done this work. When Diana came to me, she wasn't sleeping. She was sedentary, emotionally drained, had difficulty setting boundaries, focusing on perfectionism, had challenges letting go of control. She was spiraling emotionally, and more importantly, she was using food to cope. After 12 weeks of working together, she rated her empowerment a 10 out of 10. And not because life was perfect, but because she finally had the tools to navigate when it wasn't. By the end of the 12 weeks, Diana was setting healthy boundaries, delegating tasks, learning the art of acceptance and surrender that done is way better than perfect. She was prioritizing rest and sleeping through the night with a sleep score of 95%. When I met Melissa, she was having difficulty sleeping as well. She was taking 4 sleeping pills per night. She rarely set boundaries. She was prioritizing everyone's needs over her own. She couldn't understand why she was continuously gaining weight, eating one meal prepped meal. She had plateaued in her workout program, working with a trainer who hadn't changed his format in almost 3 years. And in the 12 weeks of working together, not only did we have her sleeping through the night on little to no medication, we got her down to a half a pill. She lost 6 pounds by eating more meals per day, and finally started to see a change in her body with the workout program that I assigned her. Melissa began setting healthy boundaries, prioritizing her needs, putting herself back on the list. Not because I told her to, but because she finally believed that she was worthy of it. These are not dramatic stories. These are real women just like you who were exhausted, stuck, and ready to try something different. And what changed wasn't just their habits. What changed is how they felt in their own body, how they moved throughout the day, and how they showed up for themselves. Imagine this: 12 weeks from now, you wake up and your body doesn't feel like it's already behind. You have a morning that belongs to you. You move through your day without white knuckling it. You have energy, focus. You feel calmer. You recognize your patterns before they run you. You set healthy boundaries, learn to prioritize your tasks. You're consistent in your healthy habits. You trust yourself again. You feel at home inside of yourself. This is not a fantasy. This is what happens when we close the drain, address all 3 pillars, and build from the inside out. This is the 12-week live coaching program with me every single week. There's weekly calls, recordings that you can come back to, a platform that holds everything, daily accountability, and a community of women doing the same work right alongside you. I'm personally limiting this cohort to a small number of women so I can coach individually inside of the group setting. This is not a course that you buy and then forget. This is a container with real tools, real support, and real results. And I'm only taking 11 more women. If this is landing for you, I want you to book a spot in one of my free group info calls. I'm offering time options so you can choose what works best for your schedule. On the call, I'll walk you through everything, answer any questions, and you can decide if this is your next step. No pressure, just a real conversation. The link to book is below this video, 11 spots, and this is the only time the experience will be offered at this investment. My name is Leah. I'm the pattern interrupter. I guide women 35 to 55 to break the cycle of survival and finally, unapologetically, put themselves first. I'm ready to close the drain with you. Book your call, and I'll see you then.